Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Gains AMAs. Today, we've been joined in our group by Shush Club. We joined the conversation right at the beginning as our guest, James Hague, explores how Shush Club helps adult content creators to navigate the tricky and discriminatory nature of traditional banking systems.
And ultimately they'll be able to do that without the discriminatory practices from the banking systems, which I can go into later. But the banks themselves have proven time and time again over many months and even years that they do not like adult content. They don't want anything to do with it, and they will continue to harbor that distaste for adult creators and cause impacts upon their livelihoods. And so we're here to provide those features, that safety net and security for creators to earn their living on our platform.
Got it. So essentially, censorship resistance, Web3 OnlyFans.
Yeah, sure. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, I saw the news recently, which was very big about Pornhub. Do you want to expand that?
Yeah, so sure. So the biggest challenge that faces adult content creators today is the banks. Um, there's a funny old thing in terms of you think that bankers would want the money, but what they see is then they will cite this time and time again. They see adult content creation as a reputational risk, and for that they will not support adult content creators. And what that means is content creators often have to lie about what they do, or they can't get bank accounts, and they certainly can't explain what they do for a living when in terms of applying for loans and mortgages. And so they're really hindered in terms of their livelihoods and what they can do in their day-to-day lives. And that's just the fundamental livelihoods issues that they face. But there's also many other issues in terms of then they get discriminatory practices placed upon them by fans in terms of, let's say, chargebacks. Now, a chargeback is when a customer will pay for a service, whatever it is, let's say a video or anything, content from the website, and then immediately they'll contact their credit card issuer and say that was fraudulent, I want that cancelled. And this could be up to $500 plus for the service, and they immediately get that money back, and that content creator is not only left out of pocket, but ultimately I would say left feeling violated, because it's quite a personal and a sensitive content creation. So we're here to stop that as well. And of course, not only that, banking won't deal with certain areas, because obviously we all know certain jurisdictions, certain countries, certain places will restrict the adult content, whereas being supported by crypto, we can then offer those services where they can't otherwise be offered. And then, of course, the final prospect, which I think is quite amazing, really, is what a lot of people don't know is the banks hold a personal attachment according to what let's say flavors of adult content you're allowed to watch, and they will list those kink by kink. And so, of course, acting outside of the banks will be allowed to be offered all sorts of varieties and what we can give our customers on the platform.
Got it. So, how did OnlyFans grow so big if it's so complicated to get paid and there's just a lot of stigma?
So, OnlyFans, OnlyFans, I know them very well. OnlyFans, as you can tell by the name, the brand name, OnlyFans, their original market was supposed to be for, let's say, high-profile celebrities, anyone in the public eye, influencers.
Unterstützen yapıyor ya bize. Beim Aufbau von diesem Shush Club.
Okay, we'll start again. OnlyFans' intended business model when they raised capital, raised funding and everything for their business was supposed to be for influencers, high-profile celebrity figures to connect with their fans on a private basis and offer them exclusive viewership over what they're doing. If you know Patreon, it was largely based off of that. What they didn't entail is because of the success and features of their platform, adult content creators found the function and the features of that platform very useful for what they do. Because this was not OnlyFans' intended market, they in turn had the banks putting pressure on them, essentially. I would say leveraging them and telling them that they need to remove the adult content from the site. OnlyFans nowadays is made up of 80 to 90% adult content. And so in August 21 last year, they announced to their market that they're going to ban adult content, which you can imagine, not only from a fan's perspective, but from a content creator's perspective, just felt their entire customer base feeling alienated. And that's when content creators started looking for new platforms to call a home, to give them that security, that safety net over their livelihoods and earnings. And so that's why we intend to capture that market.
Got it. Makes sense. I believe there's a few competitors or at least projects that are in this industry coupled with crypto. How do you view them? How better than them, maybe in some ways?
So I try and skirt over it because I'm never a fan of naming other projects, or I would say I don't like to name and shame or directly compare ourselves. We've got our own roadmap, our own USPs and specifications that we're working towards. I believe at this stage, as far as I'm aware, we are the closest thing to OnlyFans in terms of our features and functions we're building out. And in terms of being an adult content subscription platform, I haven't seen that. I would welcome anyone to bring that up in questioning later. That's not a problem. But I would say our competitive angle from that is not only are we base all our features off of OnlyFans, so we know we're replicating a tried and true model. We also have a team who are well entrenched within the adult industry. I myself have worked for an adult content subscription platform. I've got a past in transformational activities working on a global McKinsey consultant, so I know how to bring a plan to fruition quickly. We have Connor, the CEO, who is himself is really entrenched within the adult industry and highly respected. So he has access to a lot of networking and knows exactly what sells within the market. And then, of course, we have our content creator acquisition expert, which is Poppy, who again knows creators through and through. She knows the market more than anyone. She's always making sure I'm kept in line in terms of what aspects attract both models and creators and fans to the platform. And so these are our true USPs we can offer, because we've seen it time and time again, and a lot of you will also see this. You can look at other platforms out there, especially ones directly in competition to us, and there's a lot of expectations that if you build the ark, the animals will come, and that's not the way it works. You need to have true strategy and understanding and getting those fans and creators to the platform and building that ecosystem, and that's what all the team have specialist knowledge in and experience.
For sure. By the way, I believe you have Amaranth with you. So maybe for people who don't know how big she is, you could explain who she is and how in what capacity she will be involved with Shush.
Sure. So I've been on a couple of calls with Amaranth and her team before Shush Club was even envisaged. So when we were designing this platform, not only were Connor and Poppy a great help to the team, it was a natural progression to get in touch with Amaranth and ask if she could give some insight into the platform. So for everyone who doesn't know Amaranth or has only touched on her, sorry for the choice of words, Amaranth I'm not sure is or was, she's in the top area, but she's the #1 earner on OnlyFans. She was the true flagship, I would say, ambassador or content creator on OnlyFans. I think she achieved that golden status, and I think there's no one like her in terms of entrepreneurship and that diversity and content out there. So having her advising to our platform in terms of what sells and what features we should be including and driving, it's just I would say a truly unique resource to have at hand.
Okay, and I mean, she guest OnlyFans content creator, I believe, right?
Say that again.
She was the biggest OnlyFans.
She was #1. She was #1 on OnlyFans. Yeah, I think she posted something. She posted something on Twitter recently. I think she is earning $1.5 million a month on OnlyFans alone. That's just on OnlyFans. She's also had connections with another subscription platform, which I can't mention, which she assisted with as well.
Got it. So it's pretty big that she's moving from OnlyFans to Shush, for sure. All right, please tell us a bit about the token. What will people be able to do with it?
So with the token, so obviously the token will form the entire ecosystem that is Shush Club. So not only obviously you'll be able to buy at early stages as an investor and grow with us, it will be utilized as the primary payment method for purchasing content on the platform. That allows us that sense of control over what's happening. We do also have, thanks to Blocktopia, who are assisting us with the contract and everything, all the features of it. We will also have staking on day one of launch. So we're excited to launch that. So anyone who does believe in the vision as much as we do can join in on staking and earn the rewards as we grow.
All right, awesome. What are your plans short term? And I guess also, how developed is the product at the moment? What are you focusing on?
Short term. So short term, obviously, what our primary goal was getting the look and aesthetic right. At the end of the day, you can build any platform with all sorts of bells and whistles, but if it doesn't look good, the creators aren't gonna want to come. So so far, I don't know if you've seen the teaser trailer yourself, but there is a teaser trailer for everyone to look at, and I think the website looks fantastic. It feels premium. It looks slick. I think it's great. So now that we've got that look down, we've sent that to our developers, and so we're starting the wireframing, of course, working from the front to the back, whilst also keeping an eye on the back end in terms of what data do we want running in the background, which Amaranth is helping with. So now that we've got the website, we've got the website running, that's in full flow. I'm now personally turning attention towards the creator acquisition, the pre-registrations, and ensuring that when it launches, we have that true ecosystem, that floor of content that's already published out there, so that when fans are joining, it's a full room, a busy club.
All right, awesome. So we have a few questions from Twitter. Let me ask you the first one from Mehid Sejan. So can you tell us about your team members? Are they qualified and professional in their fields? What are the recruiting qualifications for team members for your extraordinary project? So you touched that a bit, mentioning the experience you have. But if you have maybe more names, numbers, like, if you had C-level experience at big companies, you did mention a
Sure.
big consulting company, I believe.
Yeah, I'll dive into. So myself, I'm a chartered accountant, so I'm numbers by nature. So I've worked with McKinsey transformational consultants globally, and I also worked for some big brands.
Sorry to cut you. I'm not sure if people know or understand, but in India, for example, chartered accountant is actually the highest grade and something very, very difficult to attain.
Yeah, it's an equivalent of a master's degree, so it's many years of training. So yeah, that's my background on financials. So budgets and spreadsheets are my nature, and so I've worked under transformational activities, which has given a true commercial broad sense to me, as well as bringing to life projects over a very quick time span, I'd say. I've also worked for FTSE 250 companies, including I've done consultancy work for the likes of luxury brands like McLaren. So I that's why I'm in the chief operating officer. I keep things together. I make sure everything's hitting their targets and we're within timelines and budget. And then of course we have within that, I know I've worked for content creation platforms myself. I know them. I know the stats, but I needed a right wing man, which is our CEO Connor. He knows the adult industry through and through. He's been in it for years. He's been through the darker days of OnlyFans shunning their creators. He's also built out his own brand and is well respected within the creator space. And so he's out there all the time, making sure we're keeping our finger on the pulse, making sure the platform checks those boxes in terms of what creators want to see, and also making sure we're lining up in terms of creator acquisitions and forming those deals to get them onto the platform. And then, of course, we also have the wonderful Poppy, who is a fantastic addition as well. She's the one who actually gets out there, gets in touch with the creators, and makes sure we're using the right tone of voice, the right language, and getting into those right groups to ensure that as and when we've got the formula and the strategy presented, we're ready to execute that in the right manner.
All right, awesome. Second question from Twitter. Did you consider community feedback or requests during the creation of the product in order to expand on fresh ideas? many projects fail because the target audience and clients are not understood. Who's your ideal customer for the product?
So that's a fantastic question, actually. So actually at this stage we haven't gone back to community for additional features and ideas towards the platform suggestions. So but we are in the early stages, as I say. We've just done the aesthetics and we're now building towards the wireframing. There will be opportunity to have your say in terms of what you'd like to have on the platform, and so that's a very good point, and we'll start implementing some polls and everything to get creator engagement going and get everyone a feeling like that community feeling that everyone essentially owns the platform and has had some sort of input. And of course, it never stops there. There's always stages in development of a platform. So once we get past that stage, we've implemented everything we can, but given that feedback to investors and creators directly, we of course move on to the beta testing. And that's the real exciting part where everyone really gets to try out the platform and give us that live feedback on how it's going. There was a second part to that question. What was the second part?
Who's your ideal customer?
My ideal customer, would that be as if I was a creator, or would that be to the platform?
I would guess a
Very
user
different.
of the platform, most likely.
The ideal user. I've never believed in an ideal customer, an ideal user. At the end of the day, we're supplying you a service, so it's up to you to tell us how we're being an ideal supplier. How are we being an ideal platform? There's no such thing as an ideal customer. So long as I would say is, look, my ideal customer in terms of this platform would be as long as you treat the creators with respect, and everyone. Yeah, I would say that's it. You treat the creators with respect, and I would say tip them well.
Makes sense, for sure. Okay, what have you done security-wise? Do you have audits? Maybe it would be interesting as well to tell us about your tech team and security measures you have in place.
Okay, so I would say security comes at different levels. Obviously, you've got the anticipation preparation level, that prevention, and to solve that, of course, we go with the best, and that is Blocktopia. They have advised and provided the resourcing to build out our contract, and I would say that steer alone has been second to none. So we're so grateful to have that on board. So we already know we're going to have a robust contract, but of course it doesn't stop there. Of course, can't let arrogance fly. So of course we will be having the contract audited. We're just finalising that now. We will release who's auditing it.
Got it, makes sense. For sure, I mean, I'd like to say a few words on Blocktopia as well. I mean, they've done exceptionally well, and most of their projects on their launchpad also did very well. So for sure, you're in very good hands. Okay, and so lastly, of course, funds for a startup is like oxygen. You absolutely need those. So what's the situation financially? How much have you raised? Are you done? And what are your plans regarding fund management as well? And
So
how do you plan on making money afterwards?
Yeah, great. I'm glad you asked. Obviously, being an accountant, the funds and the budget were always my primary concern, and I stayed on top of those. Ben, the advisor at Blocktopia, will tell you that I was relentless in making sure the figures lined up. And so, given our raise in tokenomics, we are good to pay all our budgetary constraints for the next 12 to 18 months without dipping into any team tokens or advisory tokens, anything like that. So on a pure cash basis, we have a 12 to 18 month front run, and that's without obviously including any kind of revenue from the platform itself or any kind of deals through ambassadors or advisors or contractors there. And so from that perspective, there'll be no downward pressure or anything on the ecosystem basis. Of course, if there is value to be added to the platform in terms of bringing on extra advisors or anything we feel would be additional, those would be paid for in Shush tokens.
Got it. I guess that was a question right up your alley. So we'll open questions to the community now. You can use the chat if you have any question.
Hello, sir.
So maybe we've had a few already. Let me see.
If you could
There's
read them
many
out from the
challenges
chat, because
actually.
I can't see my screen. So if you read out any from the chat, I'll happily answer.
Yeah, let me see which
Hello,
one.
sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I am James Bond. Can I ask a
Hello.
question?
Yep.
Yeah, sir. My question is, what are your marketing strategies and how will you have a global acceptance and adoption for your product? My
Uh,
English is not spoken.
I
Yeah,
couldn't
sir.
get I couldn't get the last bit. Well, I'll answer the marketing one, and then you can ask the second part in a minute. So marketing strategy. So marketing strategy, it comes along with our creator and fan acquisition strategy, which is essentially building up the platform itself. From that point, fans are acquired. I don't want to give too much away because, as I say, it is our USP. But generally, fans are acquired through the creators. They follow the creators, and so we have specialist techniques through Poppy and Connor. We're already in pre-registration stages and talking to those creators, in incentivizing them onto the platform. If you bring those creators over, give them those margins, the fans follow. And so that is our marketing in towards building an ecosystem of the platform.
Yes, sir. Can I ask another question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sir. Is your platform suitable for crypto beginners or is it only applying to professional users?
Is it suitable for what? Beginners, sorry, did you say? Crypto beginners.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, that's what he said.
For crypto beginners. Yes, it will be made as simple to use as possible. Yes, you would just simply connect your wallet, and it will recognize the Shush tokens in there. And of course, the prices will adjust and give you the US dollar equivalent on the website, so you'll see that menu pricing at all times. I will also say not only that, there's some exciting features that are above and beyond our competition for the creator side again, which is part of the marketing strategy. It's great for any creator that's dipping their toes into cryptos because so first of all, we offer the feature that will allow them to instantly convert their Shush earnings into a stable coin, which would incentivize them in terms of obviously the livelihoods, and they can't have too much fluctuation in prices there, so they can choose to do 50% and bank that profit. But also, we will be the only crypto platform that allows creators to get paid in cash as well. So essentially, we'll take the tokens, we can pay that in cash, and that will that is our true USP as well.
Thank you so much, sir.
I got a question, so can I ask mine?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. Because I was dropping my messages in the chat, but okay. So my question is, I read something about instant payouts on your website. So can you be so kind to tell us what are some of the activities that I as a user can engage in on Shush Club that will get me paid? Like basically, just tell me how can I earn money from Shush Club? That's what I want to know.
As a user, so you mean from a customer fan perspective?
Yes, exactly. From a customer point of view, like how do I get paid from Shush Club?
So there's two aspects to that. So the instant payouts generally refers to creators getting paid instantly because it's crypto, it's instantaneous. And as I said before, our USP is we can also pay them instantaneously through cash. We have a provider that no one else can offer. As a customer, yes, so we do have affiliate schemes in the works. We're about 2-3 months away from fleshing those out and developing those out fully. But what you'll have is you can have links to push the platform yourself, and you will earn revenues from those links as well, and those will be instantly paid out.
Okay, that's where you got
Hello, sir. Can I ask my question?
That's it. Yes.
Also,
Hello,
okay,
sir.
well, thank you then. I have no questions, but thank you.
No, thank you. I hope that answered it. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Can I ask my question?
Yeah, sure.
So my question is, many creators complain about the due payment for so long. How will Shush Club solve this problem?
What do creators complain about? Say that again.
A due payment for long time.
Sorry, you cut out twice there. Say again.
My question is, Many creators complain about the due payment for so long time.
Duplement. I'm not getting that one word, the important word. Could you put it in the chat?
Due payment. My question. I have sent my question in my chat.
Just having a look there. Just 1 second there. What's the? Sorry, I can't see who's talking. If you could just type that one word. They're having creators complain about what?
I think he might have been saying due payment.
Okay, just reading it now. Someone's pointing me in the right direction. Thank you, Rosa. I would say Rosa's one of our ambassadors as well. She's lovely, very helpful. Complain about the due payment for so long time. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so every platform has their own I would say delay in payments, or how long it takes to get that creator paid, and ultimately their earnings to hit their pockets. So there's two aspects to this. Not only is it because they just manage their cash flows, so they're in control, platforms are in control, and ultimately at the mercy of the banks. But it's also due to things like chargebacks as well, because they want that grace period where if there's a chargeback, the platform will ultimately charge the creator for it. So because we're crypto, we are instantaneous. It's just wallet to wallet transactions. We on from Binance, it's super quick. It's within minute or two, and of course it will hit that creator's wallet straight away. So there's no intermediary process in the back end of our platform. They get the instant payout. But not only that, because there are no chargebacks, we won't have to withhold any funds. Chargebacks, as we know, crypto is a push mechanism. You can't pull it, and so at the end of the day, there cannot be a chargeback, and we have no reason to withhold funds.
Another interesting question was, what is required to become a creator on Shush Club?
What is required? That's a very good point. I wish Poppy was here to answer that. She'd be the superstar answering that. She does. So Poppy does. Poppy's very good at. She builds out leaflets and I would say explainer videos and everything on how to be a content creator. She's very good. I would say there. I can't tell you how to do it, but you sign our pre-registration form. We check you're okay, of course. Age verification and everything comes into play. At the end of the day, we're very strenuous on that. It's very important. But at the end of the day, there's personalities, there's varieties. We're just looking for the right people to be on board. I don't think you can quantify a spark in someone.
Yeah, that makes sense. What makes someone special, right? I'm not sure if you can give a number, but you obviously talked in length about how creators are going to be able to get paid, first of all, on your platform compared to traditional platforms. But will they also be able to earn more, maybe, thanks to token incentives and just because it's the new hot thing and whatever? And if so, have you tried maybe quantifying that, how much more they could earn?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a man of quantification. So we do quantify that. And so we're pinning anywhere between, so the standard content creation platform rate is 80% payout. So that's 80% to the creator, and then the platform takes 20%. Because we're not at the mercy of the banks, because we get a bit more margin and a bit more control over what we're doing. I would say actually a lot more control. We're going to be offering content creators anywhere between 85 to 90%. That will be finalized with the development of the platform in terms of the features we can roll out. So we can certainly offer 5-10% more off all the competitors.
Cool stuff. And as well, I mean, what are your plans with NFTs, merch, maybe? Will any creator have a chance to own a personal store on the Shush platform?
Yes. So I've been keeping my finger on the pulse in that in terms of the market availability there. So our primary goal is so I'm getting a bit of feedback. Could you mute? Thank you. Our primary focus is the adult content subscription platform with the ability to subscribe and buy content through the token. But the feedback we've had from NFT communities, the publications we've got in the last few days, has driven us further to look into what can we do in terms of creating a unique space for NFTs. And so and so we are looking into these personalized, I would say, media through that you can send through NFTs. So any fan can hold this customized, unique, I would say, trinket from any creator that they like, so they can be a true fan. And we're looking into how we can give that back to VIP fans and true owners of the platform.
All right, nice. There was Ali who had a question, so I'm gonna bring him in.
Mhm.
Ali, if you're here, you should be able to speak and mute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Anyone else? Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, sir. Can I ask my question?
Of course.
My question is,
Hello.
Yeah, sure.
my question is, what strategy will you implement to bring non-crypto natives into your ecosystems? How do you keep a balance between developing the technology and also improving the value of your token?
Okay. Let me have a think about that. So how are we going to bring the non-crypto market within our platform? So we have been thinking about this. I think there's enough of a market out there for the crypto in terms of, because we capture those fans who can access new flavors of what they want, and in countries where it's restricted, and we provide that anonymous transacting to where people would not feel comfortable on other platform. There's a big enough market for the crypto space there. However, we are looking into other aspects which might involve taking card payments, etc., on the platform, but these are just, as I said before, keeping our finger in the pulse, just closing no doors. If we did do that sort of if we did start implementing non-crypto features, we would certainly find a way to tie that into the crypto aspect. And so it might involve, and these are just speculation at this stage. It's just ideas we put on the table in meetings. If someone perhaps used their card, this would buy Shush token still on the platform, and so it would still transact. You get 90% to the creator, 85%. And then 10-15% would still remain in the Shush token. And so all money would still enter the Shush token ecosystem.
All right, there was someone else who had a question. Main, or are you around main truck? If you are, you can go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, on many platforms, only big and popular creators get chance to earn. What are you doing to give chances to small creators as well?
Are you say, sorry, I'll just break that down. Are you saying larger creators get special privileges because of their status? So how are we attracting the smaller creators in earnings?
Yeah, that's what he was asking.
That's the question. Yeah, so actually, I mean, our platform, it's so by nature, the bigger creators are perhaps more mainstream. I hate to use the word vanilla, but vanilla. And so the fact that we are not at the mercy of the banks allows us to provide that platform and that safety net to allow the more unique creators who aren't supported by platforms, they're kicked off other platforms or kicked out by the banks. We give them that opportunity and space to grow. Not only that, but that 5-10% margin, that USP that we offer them, isn't always so big for a bigger creator, but for a smaller creator, it's absolutely vital in terms of their livelihood and give them the kickstart that they need. So not only is the platform providing those features and functionality, we also, of course, we're going to offer the affiliate links, of course, that can be sent round. And so fans, we're exploring this. This isn't necessarily in concrete yet, but fans might have the opportunity to be able to push their favorite creator and utilize affiliate links. So a super fan could be out there earning that creator's fans for them. And so that's another option there for the smaller fans, where perhaps a larger creator would not be interested. And then, of course, we also have, as I keep saying, our strong core team of Connor and Poppy, who are out there. They're in the Telegram groups. They're out there in the Twitter sphere. They know all the creators, and so they're out there. I would say securing, comforting, and empowering the smaller creators on our platform and giving them the vital tools to ensure they can grow their brand within our ecosystem.
All right, Chucky had a question, so you can go ahead and ask it if you're around, Chucky.
Thank you for the opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, so during the AMA you actually made mention of OnlyFans a lot. So I would want to know what superior features that your platform has over OnlyFans, and is it going to be possible for users to actually tip their creators on the platform?
Okay. Yeah. So uh, as with any competitor, you look at the super achiever, and that is OnlyFans. So at this stage, in terms of the primary functionality, we offer nothing over OnlyFans, and that's absolutely fine. So they have the core features and functionality. They are the trendsetters, and they know exactly what sells. If we copy and emulate them, we know we're copying the absolute superstars. And so we don't need to do much more in terms of the product offering itself. But what we do have is the powerhouse that sits underneath us, that crypto aspect. That means the banks aren't challenging us and pressuring us, but also the affiliate schemes that dish out to ensure that we're generating new creators and fans alike and drawing those into our platform. And so these are the unique opportunities that someone like OnlyFans will not do. It's important to bear in mind that OnlyFans are not adult branded. They do not like adult content, and they wish not to have it on their platform. So our USP is to be able to go out there into these spaces, into these adult spaces, and say, hey, we're a welcoming home for you. We don't need your exclusivity. You don't have to leave OnlyFans, but you should at least have a second platform to give you that comfort and security in your livelihoods. And so that's how we'll be targeting creators.
Hey James, can I ask you
You
something?
mentioned that, of course, it's very important to vet the potential content creators for age, location, and so on. I guess maybe the broader question regarding all users on the platform, will there be KYC, considering the decentralized and kind of permissionless nature of crypto? Will it be, a simple ticker, hey, I'm over 18? Or what are your plans regarding that?
So no, so there would for creators there would have to be KYC. It absolutely has to. That's not that can't be substituted. That's obviously due to protection policies over minor protection. So that we have to do age verification checks. But from a fan perspective, they would need to do this at the standard. That is the standard and the Ofcom regulated age verification, and then they can spend as they want on the platform. But there would be no KYC to fans.
Got it. All right. I think there's a few more questions.
Can I ask something?
Sure.
Oh, cool. Hey James, did you plan some burn mechanism, or did you think the ecosystem needs and use a full supply?
We haven't got any burn mechanisms within the roadmap. That's partly a personal choice, as I don't feel it adds to the what we're trying to achieve. I don't see how a burn mechanism and restricting the supply and ultimately causing more price volatility would help the platform in terms of creators earning and creating that ecosystem. However, it doesn't mean the door's closed. And as I say, as we might start taking Visa and MasterCard payments through the non-cryptos, we might well implement some features to take a percentage of that and burn it as well to create that synchronicity, that synergies between the non-crypto and crypto side to ensure everyone's happy.
Thanks. Sounds good.
No worries.
A pretty interesting question, as OnlyFans wasn't like adult content at the beginning. Will you maybe, after focusing on the adult niche, open to more verticals like maybe gaming?
Yeah, there's some very interesting Venn diagram around some lateral how would you say it, cross-sectional interest. What you've seen lately is as you say, gaming, Twitch especially, you've seen a lot of girls move from OnlyFans into e-gaming and things like that. And so we are looking into how to attract those. We haven't cracked that yet, but I'm confident we've cracked it before, and I'm certain we'll crack it again in terms of attracting these other demographics, these other interests onto the platform. We do have some connections within the Twitch area. It's just finding those right incentivizations to get them over onto our platform.
Got it. Okay, not sure. I think we went through a good number of questions. Maybe give like 30 seconds and see if there's more.
Sure, no problem.
There's questions about the token, the
It's the
stake,
silence.
you
That's the
mentioned.
silence of a satisfied room, I think.
Yeah. Unique features, tokenomics distribution.
Hello, my question,
All
sir.
right, maybe Miguel, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, we want to know what are the challenges in building the project, and do you guys feel satisfied by seeing your progress and achievements till now? When you look back to the day when you have started this project, thank you.
Sorry, could the host summarize that?
So yeah, the question was about challenges, and maybe a common question as well is how could you fail, right? What would be the major hurdles?
So as I say, the core team has been entrenched within the space. Oh. Shall I? Yeah. So as I say, the core team is entrenched within the space. I have just a lot of.
Sorry, go ahead.
So the core team is entrenched within the space itself, so I don't see any challenges from getting ourselves in terms of an acquisition basis of creators. I think we know what to do. It's just finding the right time, the right incentivizations, and having the I would say the starting motivations in terms of the building of the platform to entice people over. I myself have been actively involved in developing and adult content subscription platforms for myself, so I also know what the biggest challenges are. If I was to say what would be the biggest challenge in terms of how could this product fail, it would be drawing fans to the site. However, I'm confident in terms of the pseudo deals we've got lined up with our creators anyway that we could draw over the fans. But in terms of the project fail, we will deliver the platform within budget. We know exactly what we want to deliver. The platform will exist. We just need to take every hurdle as it comes and get those fans onto the platform. But the affiliate links alone, I think, are the USP there in terms of attracting that customer base.
Okay, second question, sir.
Yeah.
The crypto industry.
Yep.
Hello. Hello,
Hello,
second question,
sir.
sir.
Yep.
Second
Hello.
question is, the crypto industry is a fast-paced industry. How flexible is your project to change quickly and keep pace with the technology trends? What is your long-term vision for the forecasting industry? In which your project operators? Thank you.
I didn't hear the first sentence, but so if I was to summarize that question, it's basically how can we adapt and change to any volatility or trends in the industry? Is that right? Do we have a strategy on pivoting?
Right, and also long
Yeah.
vision.
The long-term version. Okay, so the adult content subscription market is still in its infancy. It's growing year on year. I hate to quote OnlyFans again and again, but they're due to double their revenues again this year, and that's from a site that does not want adult content. And so it is in its infancy. It is growing all the time, and there's new exciting ways to sell content. I think even Snapchat are realizing that with their premium features. Although some would say they're trying to capture new markets, I would say they're trying to capture the adult market with the premium features. So it's still in its infancy. And so all we need to do is capture some of that market segmentation and capture that revenues off the back of that. I would also say, I understand this isn't a pivoting strategy, but I spoke to someone just last Thursday who knows the industry well, a venture capitalist to an adult content subscription platform, non-crypto. And he strongly believes there's going to be another rumbling within the market, similar to last August. another rumbling where the banks again, I would say, turn their backs on adult, and he's waiting for that, and as are we. And when that happens, we're ready to capitalize on that and get that second boost and draw creators and fans to our platform. And that's what we're here for. In terms of, I would say, pivoting and strategy, I've always got my finger on the pulse every day. I read articles, I keep an eye out. So I keep an eye on what's out there. And our only closest opportunity, I would say, to pivoting is just to get more out of this NFT marketplace, because I personally believe the NFT marketplace is due to get a second boom within the next 6 months. And so that's where we're harnessing our energy as well.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Ask my question.
Sure.
What your main focus right now? Are you focused on the community or market, exchange or the product?
Community, market, or product focus? Mine personally. So as I think I touched on this before, the platform, the biggest worry for me was getting the aesthetics right. Any one of my team listening here, I think Matthew's here, our marketer, he'll tell you I'm very particular about aesthetics and looks. But I'm pleased with where we got to. It's 9 out of 10 for me, 10 out of 10 probably. So aesthetics are done, the platform's on the roll, it's on the move. My personal next 2 to 3 weeks of objectives, well, the next week or two is on community, making sure we've got making sure the community knows why we're investing in the product, everything the platform, answering questions, and making sure we get the name and brand out there to give us the best chance of success in the next few weeks. Once the community's at ease and I've done everything I can do there, then I'll be moving on to creator acquisitions, building out the media packs, cultivating those groups of creators, and ensuring we motivate and incentivize as many creators as possible to come onto the platform ready for the biggest launch they can be.
All right. I think we had quite a number of questions. I don't know, James, if you want to give a quick summary, but personally, as a libertarian, something that attracted me to crypto, which is free value exchange, right? 365 during the weekends, nights, any country on earth. I find it very odd, in 2022 that banks are restricting flows of value exchange between people, if it doesn't hurt anyone. So I think providing a platform which also, can be incentivized, gamified for that, certainly, something to the world, and it is very cool.
Okay.
Yeah. And all the experience of the backers in crypto and in your industry, so that's very nice. And yeah, go ahead if you want to say some things.
Yeah, I would wrap it up in terms of this is a product, a solution built on a problem. As you said, we've got the wider issue that's known. The banks are increasingly looking to turn away from the adult industry. Just last week, they said they weren't going to support Pornhub's marketeers. We all know Pornhub. They won't affiliate with their marketing partners anymore. So it's actively happening. We know it's happening all the time. There's a big squeeze. As I said, I've spoken to someone in the industry who thinks there's going to be a bigger rumbling coming soon. So we're just trying to springboard off the back of that wider market turmoil, and to contextualize the opportunity. If we were to achieve within a 12-month span, if we achieved £3 million of revenue, that's still only 0.0001% of OnlyFans, 0.0001% of OnlyFans turnover. And so even just taking a scrap out of OnlyFans is just exponential gains. So the opportunity there is huge. And when you underpin that in terms of our USP, that is instant payouts, the incentivizations, the margins, the 85%, 90% creator payouts, and back that up but by the core team who has experience and is entrenched within the industry, we've got all the ingredients there to capitalize on just what is a natural, I would say, a natural success.
All right, awesome. I mean, it's like you have everything, right? The experience, the funding, the timing. So that's very exciting.
No, yeah,
Thank you,
that's great.
James.
Thanks, everyone. No, that was really good. Thank you. There was they were great questions. When you can answer them, you know, they're really well thought out questions. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.
You guys join them on their Telegram, follow them on Twitter, check their YouTube for nice teasers, and stay up to date. We're very proud at Gains to support Shush Club, and you'll keep on hearing about them from us.
Okay, thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Thank you, everyone, for turning up. Do drop by and see our ambassadors in next week, and Amaranth is in the chat next week as well. Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye bye.